It's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent who's consistently taking several listings each month. We have an exciting guest today. We encourage you to take notes and apply as much of their knowledge as quickly as you can, and then use the copycat principle. Let me introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carly Hathaway. That's carlyhathaway.com. Hi, Carly. How's the real estate business?
Hi, Ren. Hi, everybody. Real estate is fabulous. It's definitely picking up, and it's always a great time to be a listing agent.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wish I was there. Before I introduce our guest today, I want to remind everybody that we are also simulcasting the show on the private lead gen group on Facebook. They have 51,000 members, and we have a large audience there today as well. We'll be pausing for a commercial message during the show as a thank you to the lead gen folks. Let's welcome our guest today from Valparaiso, Indiana, Miss Jeanne Sommer. Hi, Jeanne.
Hey, Ron.
How are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you could be here, and you've been successful for a good long time, and hoping you could share some of the secrets of getting there with a lot of our audience.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Awesome. So, hey, Jeanne, can you start us out with your morning routine?
No, I want to know our goal first. Sorry.
Oh,
what's the goal this year?
So what's your goal for the year?
My goal is 150 transactions.
Good deal. 150.
Awesome. Great. So you're on track to meet your goals. That's awesome. Yeah. So do a majority of your deals come from past clients, expireds, FSBOs?
Mostly Sphere and past clients. I've been in the business for 28 years. And so with 28 years, obviously you build your Sphere up. Mm-hmm. So I would say probably 70-80% of my business comes from past clients and Spheres or their referrals. Maybe they refer me to a friend.
Okay, so you do about 30, 40 transactions from expireds and FSBOs, and all the rest are coming from your database.
Yes, which is quite a bit different from when I first started. But right now, that's the.
So when you started, what was that like? So people can get an idea. So if they're in their second, third, fourth year, well, what did it look like then?
A lot of expireds and FSBOs.
Gotcha. So you would list 6, 8 listings a month from FSBOs and expireds back then.
Right. And what I like to do is and door knocking. I'd like to go to doors. I'm more of a door person than a call. I'd rather go to the door. So what I would do is I'd get on in the morning and look up the expireds and the FSBOs and do like the mapping thing where you and go to the different parts of the neighborhood, and I'd knock on their doors because I thought that was different because a lot of other people were calling them.
Nice. And so why don't you, for those that don't know what mapping is, explain that so they can try it out.
Well, I would get in the morning and I would, there'd be like 4 or 5 expireds and there would be maybe, 3 or 4 FSBOs. And I would look at, like some would be in our area, Chesterton, Valparaiso, different towns. I would start north and I'd work my way down south and knock on their doors and, ask them if they wanted to relist their home.
So in other words, you would follow kind of a linear path depending on where they were located. You draw a single line and then just the most efficient path from one end to the other. Right.
And then if I had a listing around maybe some of those areas too, I would, knock on those doors too. I think a lot of people get hung up on like, did I talk to that person? I don't want to talk to them again. Oh my gosh. And they do so much preparation that just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and knock on the doors. And
forget the ready aim part. Just fire, huh?
Just fire.
Good. Perfect. So in the beginning, that was expireds and for sale owners were the largest part of your business. Now they're down to 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Because you might as well, you have a very, very large. How big's the database now?
Right. And I do love FSBO still. I can't drive by a FSBO without stopping.
Your brakes work. So your brake, unlike a lot of real estate agents, your brakes actually work in front of them for sale.
I do like FSBOs. Yeah.
And so if you saw one and you would stop and walk up, what would you say?
hi, my name's Jeanne Sommer from Central 21 Alliance Group. I saw you're trying to sell your home on your own. Is it available? And then I go into the script.
Great.
I have had a coach the whole time. But I'd go and ask them. And then also at the end of it, just, say, can I be your backup plan? If you don't sell your home, can I be your backup plan?
Okay. So no fear in walking up and talking to them?
No.
Good.
I was a FSBO before I got into real estate. I think maybe that helps. So I actually say, yeah, I was a FSBO. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I didn't sell my house, and you might, if you don't sell your house, can I help you?
Beautiful thing. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. Great.
Yeah, works.
Yeah. So you've been doing this a long time, and you're obviously finding a lot of success. 150 deals this year is an amazing goal. What keeps you on track? What is your kind of morning routine? How do you keep going? Why not just take a Wednesday off? You know what I mean?
Well, I keep my goals in front of me. So I break them down, not just yearly, but like how many listings I have to take. So I really zone in on how many listings I have to take. And then I surround myself with like CDs and tapes and books, like really, just good stuff. And because it is easy to get off track. And I do get off. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get off track. I get off track. I totally get off track. But I just know that I have to come back and the numbers are there that I have to, get so many listings. So
That's
also
great.
my coach keeps me on track. My current coach is Kevin Eldred, and he keeps me on track with how many, just accountability, because it's so easy, if you're on your own. And if you have to meet with him once a week and, he's going to ask you what you did, you're going to have to, get you prepared. Sometimes my calls are on Thursday. Sometimes I'm working really hard on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
So it sounds like not only what you did, but it's a very specific set of numbers. Is that true every week?
Yeah, I have to know how many listings I'm going to take. I think that's how you're going to control what you do.
Gotcha. And then you're tracking how many people you speak to and how many appointments you go on versus listings taken, things like that. Right.
That's the number analyzer.
Gotcha.
And so I put my numbers in there, or my assistant, my team manager puts my numbers in there.
So is it? So what is your batting average? You go on 10 listing appointments. How many do you take?
Well, when I first started, I think I was like at 70%, 60-70%. But I think now I'm at 90%. And I think the reason why I'm at 90% is most of my listing appointments are sphere and past clients.
That's fair.
Or you're coming with a reputation. Because somebody referred you that you did a good job for. So yeah.
But to be fair, obviously you were good back then too, because if you were at 70%, that's not bad.
No, it's again, it's the whole system of just asking the questions and not getting emotionally attached and
Pre-qualifying before you get
right. Exactly. Oh God, I never go without pre-qualifying.
Okay, you want to make that point. So think about it. These are a lot of people you've known for a long time too. You're pre-qualifying those people.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and I don't work with buyers. I have a buyer's agent that's been with me for 22 years. So she takes all the buyers. So I'm not, she does the pre-qualifying for the buyers, but the sellers, I always pre-qualify.
So you're making money and you have the time to enjoy it.
Yes.
Good for you.
I love that. Good.
And how long does a typical listing appointment take for you?
About a half hour.
Oh, perfect. That's great. And do you send a pre-listing packet out?
Yes, we email it. We email information on the team, information on, just the, now one thing I have not been bold enough to do, which I need to start doing, I keep saying I'm going to do, is I have not included, and God, I hope my Ferry doesn't watch these things. I have not included the seller's net with the suggested price. So I would tell people that are listening to this to have the guts to do that, to start out doing it. It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's kind of hard because I'm in the routine of giving them everything else. But I always pre-qualify and send a pre-listing package out. Yes.
But you don't like to tell them the price beforehand, even though you feel like you should.
It's not like I guess I have never done it. So it's habit. Everybody thinks that, I don't want to do that script or I don't want to do, we all have our scripts. We all have our habits, we're human.
Yeah.
But notice folks, The accountability in her, and we have a lot of people on in various coaching programs that are on this show, but notice how well, and we've only interviewed one person that said they weren't in any kind of coaching program, which was rather unusual because 98% of the people are in some sort of a coaching program. Notice how, in her case right here, she's concerned that maybe her coach might be watching this and be concerned that she isn't doing a net sheet and preparing all that ahead of time for the seller. So look at the power of accountability in being successful. That's huge.
Ren, it's so funny, Ren, you've gone to this, Mike Ferry, you're familiar with that, with
Yes.
him, seminars. And when he asks people in the audience who've been there going to him for years, how much percentage, what percentage do you do to Mike Ferry? And a lot of people are like 60%, 60, 50, but even that 50, 60% makes you a lot of money.
Right, because 150 sales, what kind of money is that in Valparaiso, Indiana?
Our average price range is about $250,000.
Okay,
so
so you're talking about 1.2, 1.3 million in income, is that right?
Well, no, because it's 50,000, then you think it's over $500,000 a year. I do net, so I confuse people with that. So I really try and do the numbers because all my deals are net.
It's a great life. You're making more than the physicians in your market. Right?
Yeah.
Love it.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's right. Gotta love it. What a wonderful life too.
Mm-hmm. So you were saying earlier, you listen to a lot of books and, CDs and stuff like that. Is it just like positive affirmation stuff or is it motivational or what kind of gets you going?
Different, like Earl Nightingale and CDs, things like that. I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on with the news. We just had some friends that visited this last weekend and they couldn't believe I didn't know half the people in the news.
Love it. This is wonderful.
I can't do anything about it.
Folks, how about that? No news.
Yeah.
What do they say? No news is good news. There we go.
That's a way to stay positive for sure.
Yeah. So I don't do that.
You're not missing anything worthwhile or real.
No. And I can't watch anything that somebody's getting hurt or killed. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Yeah. And so you mentioned too that you have a buyer's agent. Do you have other people? Do you have a team? Do you have an assistant?
I have a team manager, and she manages kind of the team and does the showing. She manages me basically. And then I've got a buyer's agent that's been with me for 22 years, and I've got 2 listing specialists that actually go on listing appointments with me.
Okay.
For me when I'm not there, and yeah.
Right, because when we talked last week, you were in Arizona, so you get, when you're on the listing side of the business, you can do that. You make calls from Arizona too.
Right. Yes, you can. Well, yeah, it's mostly real estate's become so, technology.
You go to warmer climates, make some calls back there, get on a plane, go list the property.
Yeah. So it works.
It's a happy life.
Yes, very good.
Good deal.
And do you have a schedule that you stick to as far as like lead follow-up, calling your past sphere, and how do you calendar that and make sure you touch all your past clients?
Okay, so Ren and I were just talking earlier. That's probably what I struggle with the most is the schedule. I'm a morning person, so I like to get up really early in the morning, and I'm in the office in the morning. But I'm not going to, I get off my schedule. That's why I go on the numbers that I have to talk to so many people or I need so many listings. But usually basically in the morning, you listen to positive, affirmations, role play, and then go ahead and make your calls, the sphere and things like that. But, and then the afternoon, obviously appointments. So.
Perfect.
And what does that phone call look like if you're just calling a random past client that maybe you sold their house 3 years ago?
Just asking them, okay, so especially like when new taxes come out or hey, did you just bought a house from me a year ago? Did you file your exemptions? I try and add something of value. Or I look at the hot sheet. If there's a house that's sold in their area, I'll say, oh, I sold Mr. and Mrs. Smith a house. I see some house went on the market. I might call them and say, hey, did you see your neighbor put their house on the market? So something, I try and make it a value them. And And if you ask for their help and say, hey, I need your help, you know, we need more listings. I've got these buyers. They're waiting for the next listing to come on the market. They'd like to help you. People want to help.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you're bringing value to every call. Sometimes you're asking them for their help to, because there's a need there to,
Right.
somebody wants to buy in a certain area or whatever it may be. Good. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
especially
What
if you
else
have a
do you do
buyer.
with your database? How else do you stay in touch with the database? Do you mail anything? Do you send them anything, or how do you stay in touch?
I mail them. We probably mail them maybe just twice a year. I probably should do that a little better too. It's mostly phone conversation and,
Okay.
talking.
But they know where to find you.
Yes, they know where to find me.
Good. And you're really touching a lot. Do you do A, B, and C, or are they all getting equal calls?
Oh, no. Well, I'd like to say they all get equal calls, but you have your favorites. And then if you find the rainmaker.
Well, there is an A-list somewhere.
There is an A-list.
Consciously or unconsciously.
Yeah. And if you find the rainmakers, the one that, you're going to do a great job for both clients. And one client probably would never refer you, not because they just wouldn't talk to me. They're just shy. They're not, the introverts. You find that person that's going to give you the referrals, the rainmaker, and that person I'm calling more.
In a situation where there's two of them, husband, wife, whatever it may be, are you talking to both, or you just pick one?
Yeah, because my husband and I could be in the same house and we don't even know what the other one's doing. Same office. We work in the same office. He's on one side, I'm on another. You need to call them both.
Okay, so you're calling them both. Good point to make. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, this has been very helpful information. Anything else you would want to say? You're looking at someone out there, they're struggling to take one listing a month or two listings a month. What would you tell them?
I would just say take baby steps. Like, look at all the successes, stop by a for sale by. You are going to mess up. I mean, even you're going to fumble. Maybe you're not having a good day or whatever. Just go out there and keep trying, keep going out there, knocking the for sale by owner. And if you really come from a place where I really want to help you, I want to help you sell this house, and they need to sell the house. You have a motivated person, you're going to, it's all going to work out. The other thing I would like to tell people is new agents is that get involved, like in clubs, in events, your chamber of commerce, get involved with things like that. Make a list, be seen and ask people make sure that when you do meet somebody that they know you're in real estate, that you're not like a secret agent.
That's a really good point. I think we forget to talk about that, is that working in your community or going to mixers or things like that can be really helpful. It can,
because they get to know you. And especially if you know the market, like you ask them because like I'll be out and about and I'll say, hey, where do you live? And they'll say, this neighborhood. I'm like, oh, and they're like, why do you ask? Well, because I'm in real estate and, I know that a house just sold down the street from you. Mm-hmm. So then you become the expert, and then who are they going to call? They'll call you when they.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Perfect. I like how you were talking about coming from contribution, because people can feel that whether you say it explicitly or not. They can tell, if you're coming in to help them in some way, they feel that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And even if you have nothing to gain, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have anything to gain or not. If you help people, it's all going to come back to you.
Yeah. Everything works really well if that's your approach to sales.
Yes.
Yeah. That's for darn sure. Good deal. This has been a real treat. It's been wonderful, Jeannie, and I'm glad.
Thanks for having me.
Good.
Yeah, Jen.
Thank you
so much. It's been really great, and I think we all have some great takeaways from your interview. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Carly. Thank you.
Good deal. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Bye.
We're going to take a little commercial message. If you're watching on Vulcan7 and you want to get involved with the Lead Gen Facebook group, they can be found at facebook.com/groups/got-objections. And I want to thank Aaron Winstein, who runs the group, and he has a program called trajectorynow.com. And finally, if you're watching on Facebook and you are not yet involved with Vulcan7, make sure to sign up at vulcan7.com/leadgen for a special deal. And then many of you have asked, what is Jeannie not telling us? What is her real secret? Well, just like most of you in North America, you can go and find Graeter's mint chocolate chip. This is the one for listings. You want the delicious mint chocolate chip. The other flavors are for working with buyers. And we've proven that over and over. If you are a listing agent, if you're a powerful listing agent, you're going to go after you've done your calls, you've talked to your 20, 30, 40 people for the day, you're going to get the mint chocolate chip and enjoy the day. And that gives you the power you need to list property. If the listing is slow to sell, go out in the front yard, dig a hole in the ground, bury it upside down, and that listing will sell just like that. All true, Carly. Now,
Yes.
Carly's discovered that ice cream works.
I finally discovered it.
I know this is a big month for you. How much are you making in commissions this month?
$40,000.
$40,000. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. 40K in a month. That's not a bad month.
Best month I've ever had. I'm so happy.
Are you going to do that next month?
Absolutely, and every month hereafter.
Good. Well, get your spoon out. And for the rest of you, go to Graeters.com to find a location near you in North America. See everybody next week.